Good afternoon. Happy Friday, everybody. It's time to go live on an Ask Me Anything. Today, we are having an open forum of question and answers to answer all of your marketing, automation, design, building, growth, product planning, whatever you need, whatever you want to ask me. I'm here. I'm happy to talk with you. I've got some questions to get us started, but while we're getting going, I want to give a huge shout out to Julian. Julian, you've been hanging out with us, and you've been here, been engaging. You shared. You just added a bunch of people to the group too. I just want to let you know I appreciate you. Thank you for doing that. You're a rock star in your own rights. Next, before I start jumping into some of these questions, like I said, I've got a bunch of questions that people have asked us throughout the week that we're going to be going on, and I'm going to be going on and building out and showing you how to do this stuff. But if you have questions, throw them in the chat. Whatever platform you're watching on, throw it in the chat. I'll jump in here. I'll answer your questions for you. Make sure you have everything that you need, and we're going to get and we'll get your questions answered. I really don't have a time frame for today, so you guys got me as long as you're going to talk at me. So feel free to throw in anything that you guys need while we're getting going, and yeah, let me know how we can help you out, and let's show you how to do things. One last thing, while we're getting everything before we start jumping in these questions, I want to give you guys those of you guys have been hanging out with me for the past since the beginning of April, honestly. We're going to be starting next week. Like yesterday, I was getting frustrated because I was having a hard time locking in some of our content. Actually, what we're going to start doing is we're going to be building an upgrade, and we're going to take our current system of what we have, all the stuff that we've been building, like the sales automation pipelines, the power dialers, the webinar funnels, all these different things. And anything that we need to build, we're going to build an upgraded system for you starting next week. So that's really I'm really excited about this because we have the click and play stuff, but we're going to be building. We're going to be just kind of revamping, remodeling everything, and I'm just going to be chatting with you while I'm building. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's hop in here. Let's start answering some questions for people. Brett has been graciously piling up a list of 14 questions right now. 13 questions for me, but we're going to be, if you guys have questions, throw them in here. Throw them in, and I'm more than happy to answer them for you. And do we have to pay for this upgrade? There will be some parts of it that will be paid, but we also have a special bonus for those of you guys who have been hanging out with us all month, like you, James, and a couple other of you guys, like Julian and Will. You guys are rock stars. You've been helping us get things up and going and been hanging out with me, so I'm not just talking to myself. So we've got some special bonuses in there for you guys that will make sure that you're well taken care of with this. So but we're gonna start building all that next week and start putting it together and just showing you a bunch of cool things and adding them as modules and add-ons that you guys can include in your CRM while we're getting things going. And Lori, how do I add a table and an email for my campaign? Great question. Lori, coming out of the gate swinging strong, love it. Let's start with that one right out of the gate here. How do I add a table? Let's just show you. Okay, let's talk about adding a table in email. And Lori, I may need a little bit of clarification on this. So while you're talking about tried Canva, okay, gotcha. So with this, are you? Let's take a look here. I'm just going to hop into to the email builder, and let's just build one. All right, so we're just going to start with the blank template. We're going to go to the design editor. And I think what would help me on this, Lori, is if you could explain, if you could tell me a little bit about what you're wanting to do for this, that would be very helpful. Let's see, if I was building if I was adding a table. So part of the trick of this is going to be like as you're if you're building something like if you're building something like a table, one of the things that you have to watch out for is you have to watch out for your mobile responsiveness, meaning that well, let's just show you. We're just going to add a bunch of we're just going to add some words in here. Looks good. So what that looks like is if you, what that means is that there's a certain breakpoint on your emails that when somebody's on desktop opposed to tablet opposed to mobile, you can see it shrinks up the view in there. So one of the things that you have to be thinking of, if I was building, yeah, if I was doing that, what I would probably do. Let me think through this here real quick. Let's go to rows. Let's add 4 columns. Yeah, I actually think I would just do it this way. So if you come in here and you add text in here to your columns, that could be your heading. Yeah, that would be your heading there. So basically, I don't think there with the email builder there is no native integration for just putting our native programming um, for putting a table, but there is this CSS no HTML code for a table. And actually, what we're going to do, let's have some fun with this. We're gonna cheat. We're gonna let the robots tell us what to do here. So while I'm putting this together, Lori, I know there's a little bit of a time delay. Can you tell me how many columns you're looking at? How many columns and rows? Columns are up and down. Rows are side by side. So if you could tell me how many columns and rows you're looking for, that'd be helpful. HTML code for columns for a table for an email. And I'm just going to tell it I need 4 columns and 5 rows. I love ChatGPT scenario. Okay. Stop. Okay, so I see this question up next. We will hop into this one, and we will hop into that one next. But you notice right here, look at this. HTML, here's all of your stuff right here, heading 1, heading 4, data. Let the robot finish typing. Nope, don't need all that. I think we should be able to just grab all of it right there. And let's try this here. So we're going to hit that. We're going to hit code right there. Look at there. Look at there. So that should actually take care of that for you, Lori. Interest rates, yeah. So now the trick to this is going to be when you're using this, you're not going to be able to come in here and type on it. You are going to have to come over here, but doing it this way, and let me docs.new. I'm gonna create you a nice little sheet here. HTML for table. Anyone with a link can comment. which means you should be able to copy this and use it. So let's just throw that right in there for you. Look at there. Woo! All right. So that should cover actually that. The only other thing that I would possibly do is I would actually let's do this. Please make it so the table goes full width of the container we are putting it into. This just helps only because I think that's hideous that it cuts it off there. Like I want it to go all the way across. So when you're talking about code, when you're talking about that stuff, what you want to be thinking of is it's going to hold it inside of what's called the container. And so what we did, you could see it actually right there, that table with and Keith's match made that. Timberly, you couldn't be more right about that. My brain and Chat GPT work very, very well together. I'll tell you a dirty little secret about myself. I can't code my way out of a box. I can read code, but I can't write it. My brain, and I've always struggled with this. Like I took when I was taking foreign languages in school. I was terrible at it. My brain thinks in blocks. It thinks in segments. So Chat GPT does wonders for me. You're absolutely right. All right, so let's try that. Oh, come on. Borders collapse. You may have to play with it. Just Keith GPT. Yeah, you may have to play around with. This, but some of the things to look at in here. This is the background color, like that top row, that F2. That's actually that top row that's gray right there. So that will take care of that will cover that up. And I think that like as you get in here and you start adding content in here. Let's see, this is a test for the size. And we're just going to copy this. I want to make sure that this is right for you. I don't like half answers here. There you go. Yeah. So once you have the content in there all the way across, then it actually takes up the full thing. So yep, there you go. So Lori, great question. Yeah, I've actually never even tried that before, so I was excited that worked. I was kind of thinking it may have been a dud, but that worked out great. Okay, so next question that we have up from James. Let's see here. All right, so next question is scenario. It says scenario, I have about 100 business cards that I want to input as a contact without starting the indoctrination campaign. I stopped the indoctrination automation for now. What should I have done? That's exactly what you should have done. Let's take a look here because I believe we've got that. James, you were right about that. That is exactly what you want to do. Is go through here, and this actually starts in your sales folder. New user indoc opt-in. So what I would do in this scenario, is for this, if you're in that scenario that you want to turn everybody off, turn off the indoctrination campaign when people automatically come through. What I would do is I would actually create a tag in here that way, like as you're talking with people, that you could go through. So like it just may be like, oh, that's not, I forgot to put the tag in here. So tag added, there we go. And we're going to call it, like I would just call it like indoc start. That way now, when you're in here looking at your contacts, I don't know if I have any contacts in here. Yeah, I've got a fake one here. Cool. So that way, when you're in your contact records, all you'll need to do is scroll down here, tags, and then ndoc start, and that should take care of it for you. Yeah, there's no email in there, so that's all good. And that will actually trigger it. There's no email address in this one, so it's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything outside of that. But that's how you would accomplish that. Um, I just want it turned off for new contacts. Yeah, so that's how you would do that. Just turn it off there. Um, Actually, that didn't turn it off. Hold on one second. I forgot to. Let's go back here. So the other thing that we need to do is we actually need to come in here and then delete this contact created, and then save it. So now the ndoc sequence is only going to start when that contact tag has been added. Now, one thing that you have to be careful with this is that the reason that I set this up so that it will automatically start the indoctrination sequence when somebody comes in is because, like, if somebody comes to your website and they download one of your lead magnets, they're going to get that initial email, but they're not going to get the indoctrination sequence, and that's going to lead into the nurture campaigns and all of the other stuff that's going to tie into it. So from there, the next step of what you would need to do is think through. You want to be thinking through um, all of your opt-in points, like where's everybody opting in. So for example, like if you know that your lead magnets are where people are opting in the most, you would actually just come right up here and then just add your tag, um, ndoc start. So that way your indoctrination sequence will still start with people who are downloading your guides, people who are going through, or people who are scheduling consultations, things like that. Added a contact and it started spamming them. I mean, that's part of the goal here, isn't it? Is to spam. I'm not spam, but the goal is to get people in. But yeah, they should get like an initial welcome email that's about your company, who you are, all of that. But yeah, if you go if like I said, if you go into sales, new user, ndoc opt-in, and then change that up in here. That will take care of that for you, James. All right, and for those of you guys who are just joining me, I see there's more of you guys hanging out. Love it, appreciate you guys. If you have any questions, marketing, sales, automation, design, whatever, throw it at me. If I don't know, I will tell you I don't know, and if it's something that I don't think I can figure out, then I'll just tell you. So if you have any questions, let me know. Throw them in the chat. We're going to move on to some of our other questions. And for those of you guys who are hanging out on YouTube or who are hanging out on our regular Facebook page, this is going to work for any high-level account or your Profit Lifter account if you have an account with us. So if you don't have a CRM, you need one. You need Profit Lifter. Come hang out with me. All right. So next, one of the first questions that we had earlier from the week is, how can I create a new opportunity? Okay. So when you're in your CRM, all your opportunities really happen in two places. The first one's going to be under your opportunities, obviously. So here you're just going to hit plus opportunity, find your contact. I need to put a real contact record in here. Okay, so this is going to be Rockstar Brett. I'm going to spam Brett with all my junk emails here. Sorry, Brett, you're going to be getting a bunch of emails now. All right, so under your opportunities, two ways to do it. One, click here. Next, go grab the name, and then obviously, like, just tweak the details of the opportunity and take it from there. The second way to create an opportunity is actually in the contact record itself. So, like, if you're talking with somebody, so for example, like James, you have all these business cards. You start putting them in here, and you start working through calling them, and you want to add them. All you have to do is scroll down here to the very bottom, and you will see opportunities. And then if they don't have one, you can just add it, and it does the same thing. It'll automatically fill in their contact records. But those are the two places that you will want to add your opportunities. On that note, James, this actually made me think of this, and any of you guys who are uploading business cards, things like that. One of the things that you want to do is you want to keep track of your opportunity sources. And then you may also, like if you go to an event, like let's say it's a networking event, and you meet like 30 people, you get business cards from people, or 100 people like James, and you're just killing it. You want to keep track of those, and you want to be able to pull up that list at any given time. Now, with list management, there's two different ways that you can keep track of the list of people that you're working with. First one's going to be opportunities. These like I always advise you to save your opportunities to actually be a part of like the sales process. So these are going to be people that you're calling, that you're actively working on making money from inside of your sales pipeline. But the other thing that you can do is business card smart list. Man, you beat me to it. You're stealing all my thunder, James. Come on. That's exactly what I was getting ready to show. But the other thing that you could do is like if you have, like, let's say you're a part of the Chamber of Commerce and you want to have just a list of people that are a part of the chamber, you can create a new pipeline just for them. Or as James stole my thunder so eloquently here, you can actually come in here and create a smart list. To create the smart list, you'll want to use that with tags. But some of the with your smart list, you can actually create this based off anything inside of your contact record. So if we look at Rockstar Brett here, we could say, okay, contact lead is either lead or customer. That's not really going to help. General information, not helpful. Usually what you want to do for this is like I always do it. I qualify. What? That's some random words coming out there. Oh, apologize. But tags are going to be your best are going to be your best option for that. And again, adding a tag, if you're inside of the contact record, you don't actually have to have the tag in there. You could just put it in here. And so let's say let's just call it chamber event, and so that way you can just create your tags right in here as well. You don't actually have to you don't have to go someplace separate, and that's also going to work inside of your opportunities. So if you have an opportunity, we're going to grab Rockstar Brett and then tags. Let's say did it save it there? No, it didn't. So we'll just call it chamber event, and you can see there's nothing there. Oh, it doesn't let us create our tags here. Man, I thought I was. Ah, there it is. Yeah, it's just hiding it. Chamber event. Yeah, that one's already in there. Chamber member. So you can create these. You can create these either inside of your opportunity or inside of the sales list, and then from there, to create your smart list, there's a couple things that you have to do. So here's the steps of creating a smart list. You'll come over here to your filters. We're going to go to search filters. We're just going to grab tag, and then tag is, and let's just say it's chamber event. Cool. Apply. Now you've got your smart list, or you've got it filtered. Down here at the bottom right, you're going to see save as smart list. You'll come in here and just call it, let's just call it chamber event, just so we've got that. All right, now you see your smart list up at the top here. So this is going to be a list of everybody that's in that like all those business cards and anything. Now with the smart list, unless you share them, they will only be visible to you. So if you've got VAs, salespeople, other people who need to access this list inside of your CRM, you're going to come up here to manage smart list, and then you'll see the list there. And then the bars right over here say share smart list, and then you can share it with all users, or you could go in and select which people that you want in here to which of your team members that you want access to. If it's so like if it's billing and you don't need like you don't need part of your operations team to see the billing stuff, you can come in here and just select who it is, all that fun stuff. So that's a quick rundown on smart list, how to optimize that. Okay, all my emails are going to spam. Is there a workaround for this? This is a great question. If you are finding that your emails are going to spam, there is actually a very easy solution to this. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to your settings, and this may not work for me because it's I don't know if I have a domain that will work. But basically, what you want to do is you want to create a dedicated you want to create a dedicated domain to be able to send stuff from. And this doesn't mean you have to go out and buy a new domain. This just simply means you may go m.profitlifter.com or whatever your domain. This could be a subdomain, basically, is what I'm saying with that. So when you do that, you're going to click Add and Verify. It's gonna pull up the domain selector. You'll see it right there. Hit Continue. Mine's on Cloudflare, so it should actually pull up everything that will automatically add the records. If you're using some of the bigger companies like GoDaddy, Ionis, some of those types of companies, they will actually have it where it will automatically pull up and populate everything right there inside of there. I'm not going to log in and do this because I don't need to. But then from there, it's going to give you a list of these records. If it automatically populates, if it automatically pulls up, it's going to add all of these records right inside of there for you, which is brilliant. It saves you so much time. You don't even need to log into your DNS. Like you can just log into GoDaddy, log into Cloudflare, either of those, and it will populate all of this in there for you. And then when you're done, all you do is click verify. And now with that verify, it does take it, I find that sometimes takes 5 to 10 minutes to update that. But having that dedicated domain, it's going to, actually, let me just show you. Let's click the verify now. Okay, so part of the reason this works is because there are two things that they're looking that the email delivery is looking for to make sure it's not spam. First one is your SPF record, and you can see right here it says V equals include SPF1. So this is putting your SPF record in there, and then the next one is your DMARC record, and then you can see down here you've got underscore DMARC.in. So these are the two records that help verify your domain name and stop it from going into spam. So doing this process should, what is the orange tab that is showing as migration needed? Oh, that's a great question. We'll get into that in just a second. Hanging fruit to infuse money in sales. Man, okay. All right, man, you guys are getting active on me here. Love it. All right, so let's just finish up this one. Once you have all this, this will clear up your email delivery. Now there are some really cool tools that you can use in here. So with this domain configuration, if you've got separate, when you're looking at like all of the different emails that are going out from your business or your CRM, there's going to be multiple ways that this is going to happen. So the first one, like a workflow domain. So if it's going through the workflow, and this is usually going to be like your no replies thing like that. You can actually set that up so that you can have your multiple dedicated domains that will send from a different subdomain. What I would recommend is that, like with this one-on-one conversation domain, use your primary domain for that one. So for example, like I don't have this set up on ProfitLifter. This is something that's a little newer, but I didn't even think about it while I was doing it, honestly. But like for this one, I would just have this just profitlifter.com. That way, like if I go in the CRM and I email somebody out, it's just keith@profitlifter.com, and the email will go in, come out, and work just fine for that. But these are going to be your dedicated domains if you want to get into deeper configuration and working through that and making sure that's all taken care of. Okay, next up, Timberly asks, what is the orange tab that is showing as migration needed? How do we migrate, and what are we migrating to? Okay, this actually has to do with a domain setting that Go High Level has recently launched. And what that looks like, it's actually in the settings back here. Ah, cool. We actually have these. So you see right there, um, what's happening is they have actually upgraded the servers to be faster, to be more efficient, and improve delivery of the emails, things like that. And so with that, you can migrate your data, your domain. If you're migrating your domain, if you're on GoDaddy, if you're on those ones that are automatically going to pop these up, it's going. All you have to do is just follow the prompts. So like if you click migrate domain, it's going to be that. You'll hit continue. It'll start working on setting up your domain name, and it's going to pull. It's going to change all the records. I'm not going to do this because I don't want to mess up all the stuff I have on my site. But if you hit authorize domain, it will just change everything for you and automatically move it over to the new server. I have seen that the new server is faster. It's more efficient. It is Google domains. I believe will work. But if not, the records that you need. Let's use my dummy one. So we're going to add this. The records you need are really just going to be your A record, one A record, and one C name. So if you have to log in, you would log in, go to your DNS settings, look at the A record with the @ That's important. You want to make sure the host is the ampersand, the @ symbol, and then replace the value with the new server name. CNAME, if you're using the asterisk symbol in here as a wildcard, then under your CNAME, you would find this record and then change it to the sites.ludicrous.cloud. I love the name Ludicrous. I think it's a great name, but it's just they're like the speeds are ludicrous. That's why they did it. So, but that's how you do that. It's an upgrade, but if you don't do it, it's not going to impact the performance of what you currently have. But it can improve like your site speed, load times, things like that. But it shouldn't have any other impact. So that's how you handle that. Hope that answered that for you, Timberly. If you have any other questions on that, let me know, and we can jump in from there. All right, next question from James. Keith. Yes, that's me. Can you please give some small hanging fruit ways to infuse money or sales into a company quickly? Absolutely, I can. I love this. This is one of my favorite topics. I'll just leave it until I'm forced to change it. That works. All right. So James, this is a great question. This is one of my favorite questions. If I was stuck and I needed to make sales right now, like let's say lose my job. I've got my company. I need to get out there. I need to start making money like right now, right instantly. And you were smart enough, like you, to have a Profit Lifter account. The first thing that I would do immediately out of the gate is I would set up my affiliate program and I would start networking. I would go to every business that I could find. I would go to every event that I could find as fast as I could. I would pull on my local relationships as well, meaning that like I would go through like my friends list on Facebook. I would start messaging people. I would jump in every group that I could. So the social media, the groups, I would start doing the live videos, like all of this stuff down here that you could do for free, except for the SEO. That's a long play. That's not going to be time well vested. But I would definitely be working on the networking, the BNI, like BNI, BNI Chamber of Commerce, things like that. And so low hanging fruit. That's it. The other way. Think about this: when you start approaching people about your services, one of the things that you want to watch for, while you're doing this is you want to be looking for who are the affiliates, who are the people that you can connect with quickly that can get you in with people. Now, if you cold call on these people, you're going to have to really get out there and sell the services, pitch it, get all hot and heavy. The other route to this that a lot of people don't think about is leverage your current network. So what I mean by leveraging your current network is this. Go through your Facebook list, go through your Instagram friends, think through all your family, think through everybody that you know, and think of your closest friends, the people that you know you can call in a pinch, and start asking them for referrals, not for people, like ask them for 2 referrals. The first referral would be, who do you know that can benefit from my services? Or who do you know that works with other people that can benefit from my services? Look, hands down, handoffs, live referrals, somebody, a real person referring your business is going to get people to work with you faster than anything else that you can offer. And so what you're doing is kind of a 2-tiered approach. First tier is you're going to look at this and go, hey, who do I know that are my talkers? Who are my influencers? Who are the people that I like to call them the connectors in my life? I've got a couple of friends that like they just know everyone. So if I'm ever in a pinch, I call them and go, hey, Daryl, who do I talk to? Who do you know? Who can you hook me up with? And then from there, then I can go to them and say, hey, Daryl over at Leads Locator told me to call you and connect with you. Here's what we do. Find those people in your life. Start thinking about those. Make a short list, because it's not going to be a ton of people. It takes a very special kind of personality. And I'll tell you, my biggest connector that I have in my life is actually Brett, that most of you guys should have met by now or talked to. He knows everybody. He's friends with everybody. That's why he's such a great account executive, is because he has all this influence with all these people. So it's people like that that you put around yourself, that you connect with, especially if you're like me. Like, as much as I'm on here live and talking, I'm still very much an introvert. Like, when I get out and you see me in public, I'm not real talkative. I don't just walk up to people, strike up conversations. I like to keep my life private when I'm at home. But I have people around me who are great at just walking in, making connections, meeting people, starting the conversations. Those are the people that I'm going to be like, hey, who do you know that can benefit or works with people that will benefit from this? That is by far the lowest hanging fruit that I would go to if I needed money for my company. But the other side of that is that this isn't paid. This like the only money you're paying is like out on the affiliate program as people are coming in. Now, the strategy to that, like as we talked in our past videos about the affiliate program and affiliate marketing, if you put a 30, 45, 60-day net window on there, that's going to buy you a little bit of time with that revenue to be able to get the numbers in. Because like if you're paying, let's say you're paying a 10% referral fee, you got a $3,000 product, that's going to be $300 out of your pocket as soon as that's there. That's money that you're going to owe to someone. And if you don't pay it, you're going to lose thousands, maybe even millions of dollars, because if you don't pay out on your affiliate program, people do not like that. They're not fans of that. So that's how I would go about it in a really, really quick, like if I was in oh crap mode and I needed to come up with money, generate leads, revenue for the business right out of the gate. Okay, so next. Okay, so this is a bigger question. This is a bigger question that I'm getting. Oh, look, Brett's there. Hey, Brett, how you doing today? Even though I've talked to you multiple times. Next question. My sales team has 5,000 contacts they deal with, and all of them are in and out of accounts. How do we know who did what and what they left off on? Okay, so this is a great question, and if you guys, if you got Brett just hopped in the dock and he's helping keep this updated for me. Okay, so how do you know? Okay, so there's a couple ways that if you're dealing with a team, your team is constantly in and out of the contacts, working through all of that. There's a couple different ways that you're going to look at this. Let's go pull up Rockstar Brett. All right. The first thing I would do is I would actually just come in and I would require my team to leave notes every time they touch a file. One, it's just a great practice It's a great way to look at it. Yes, audit logs are the other way that you can look at that. Um, so if you want to look at your audit logs, it's all the way down here at the bottom. You can actually view your audit logs and you can see who did what in here. That's another way to keep track. But I don't want to go looking for data. Like if my team is in there, I don't want to have to put together a guess every time. Oh, sorry, I was not sharing my screen properly. I don't want to be I don't want to have to guess every time I'm looking for something on an account. So let me just go back here and show you because I wasn't sharing my screen properly. So if you're in here, first thing is I would require that my team put notes in here, and I would guard it, I would watch it, I would be diligent on that, making sure that every time something happens that they're putting a note in there. But again, if you ever if you get in that situation, you need to see what's happening. You can come all the way down here at the bottom, click View Audit Logs, and that will pull that right up for you in a separate tab, so that you'll have access to it right there. So that's how I would go about that. Is the audit logs and notes. Those are your two options there. Next up, if I have social media pages set up in my back office, how can I put something to my pages? How do I set up my social media pages? Okay, I probably just need to do a training on this one, which I will definitely get to. All right, so let's look at your social media planner. This is a good account because I don't have anything on here yet. For your social media planner, if you log in and you see this, it means you just don't have anything, and it's really simple. All you have to do, just click Connect Accounts, so you can see that it's going to put that in there. It's going to say Continuous Keith. Yes, that sounds great. And then it's going to pull you up a list of all the pages, all the different places that you have. So there's my band, there's Profit Lifter, there's my Friends at Leads Locator. So we'll just say it's for my band just because that's fun. And then same thing, Instagram, same way, log into Facebook, it will connect it that way. Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, Google My Business, all right there. Once you have those in there, you will click Get Started. It will show you your social media accounts that you have connected, show you how many posts you have out there, and your average post per day. And then from there, all you have to do is there's two ways that you can start piling posts in here. One, you can just click New Post, and you can manually add them one at a time. So if you're writing them on ChatGPT, you would come in here, go, okay, we're gonna write a post, and you start typing your content. You would go, hey, come out Saturday, do our show. Again, I'm on my band page. I just want to make sure that I'm not messing up anything while I'm doing it. So, and now the other cool thing is, like, if you've got hashtags, you can save and you can actually create lists of saved hashtags. So, like, as you get into your social media strategy, you can start putting these in here, enter the name, enter the hashtag, press enter, and then it will save it in here, and then you can click save and apply. If there's a video, you can upload your videos, upload your images, emojis, a little bit of text editing, but there's not a ton. And if you need AI content, just click right here, and you can generate with AI, or you can improve your writing, fix spelling and grammar, simplify your writing, tell AI you want to make it longer, make it shorter. Nice little quick tips for leveraging your AI inside of there. The other thing that you could do is you can actually post to stories and reels. Stories, I don't, oh, that's not going to be there. So if you have videos that you want to post to reels, you can do that right in here as well. When you're done, you can click post and it will automatically send it, or you can schedule posts. Or if you're working with VAs or other people who are writing your social media content for them, all you have to do is come in here and send posts for approval, and it will make it be approved before it does that. I'll be honest, I have not used this. That's something I need to dive into a little bit later and test out, and then I can give you the full details of exactly what that looks like. And then the last one is scheduling recurring posts. This works great. Like if you know you have an event, something coming up that's happening, and you want to just post multiple times, or if you got a post that does really well that you send out every week, you can actually just schedule that recurring post to show up in there. And lastly, you can delete the post in there. The other side inside of the social media planner, you can actually open up the full planner, and it will show you a list of all of your content plan. For social media, and then you can just come in here and click, and it's going to take you right back inside of there. So and remember, guys, if you're just joining me, make sure that you are share your questions in the comments. I will answer them live as we're moving through this process. So make sure that you are typing in your questions as we're going. All right, so that's been 5. I think we've been through about 9 questions now. Oh, this one's an easy one. How do I change my logo? Okay, so let's talk about changing your logos. Changing your logos, we have this, we actually have this in 2 different places, but your primary logo, so the first thing I would do is just come back here to your logo, upload your logo here. That's a quick and easy way. That's going to be one. That's going to help with a couple of the places that your logo populates. But more importantly than that is actually going to be inside of your custom values. Now, inside the way that we have this set up, you actually do not ever need to get into your custom values. I created a form that will update all of your custom values for you. So let's say you get a new logo. You will come over to Sites, Funnels, and then Customize down here at the bottom. And then you will see this top one says Customize. Just hit View Page. It will pop this out. There's no domains for this. This is something you need to do. And then all you have to do is upload your logo right there. You don't have to fill out anything else. Nothing else is required. Just hit Submit. And now this will, let me show you, inside of your custom values back here, it will show you business logo. Need to search for it real quick. All right. I think that's the full thing. Let's go take a look there. Yep. So you can see it will pull that in. And this custom value code right here is used on your websites, your emails, everywhere. That's why I say the custom values works best. Fast, easy, able to get your logos in here just super fast. So that's where you would change your logos if you ever need to change your logos. Okay, next question. My Facebook form is not integrating with my Profit Lifter account. That's actually a pretty technical question that we would need to figure out why. But just for the giggles, for the lulz, if you okay, if you're running ads, we're going to come over here to automation. We're just going to create a workflow from scratch. If you are creating ads, what this is referring to is right here. If you go Facebook lead form submitted, filters, and from here, you can see that I don't have any forms created. The reason this is not populating any forms is because my Facebook account that I loaded under the marketing section was for a Facebook account that doesn't have any ads. We're not running ads for my band or a local band. We don't run ads. We don't do that. So like I don't need to, but you need to make sure that that when you're in marketing and under your social planner that the account that you're using has it there. The other side, let me just double check. Let's go look at our integrations. Yeah, the other side is right here under integrations. Come in here and connect your location's Facebook account. This is also going to do this, and this will also connect it for you so that it will actually attach to your. See, you can actually see this one. This one pulls up my pages. So if I pull that in, it will take it from there. So that's how that's where you're going to want to do that. You can see it says select a Facebook page, Messenger. You can connect your Messenger and Instagram all back here under integration. So that's how you would connect it for your form. Next question. Where do we set up email signatures? This is a great question, James. This gets a little bit tricky. And the only reason it gets tricky is because there are two different types of email signatures. So the first one, and this is going to be directly related to your, let's see here. This first one is going to be directly related to your conversations inside of the CRM. So you can see right here, I don't have a signature in here, have nothing filled out, so it's not actually populating that in. You're going to have an email signature on your normal conversations back and forth, but then you also have an email signature inside of your email campaigns. So let's deal with the conversation email first. So from there, that's going to be under my staff. You're going to go under whichever user it is. You're going to click edit, and then right down here, hi, I am a rock star. Right. 816-555-5551. So now, if Brett was logged in here and typing this up, it would actually have everything right there, and it would show up for him, or it would populate in there. Now, if you're talking about for email signatures on outgoing emails, this is my biggest number one complaint about Go High Level. Is when you have not email campaigns, email templates. When you have your emails here, there is no native signature that is in here, or there's no independent signature, which means if you go into your email templates, you could have 1,000 emails in there, and if you need to change your signature, it's not going to there's no quick and easy way to change it across all of your emails all at one time, unfortunately. This, like I said, this is my biggest complaint with High Level, which, I mean, in the grand scheme of all the stuff it does is pretty minor. But what I would do in this scenario, and this is what I do for all of our custom clients, our growth plan clients, things like that. Is like, as we're like, let's say we're going to take this one, we're going to turn it into the signature. What I would do is just come in here, create your signature inside of the box, and then click the save button. And this is going to be an effective trick regardless for a lot of different things. So if you have things that you're constantly using, if you hit the save button, it's going to save it in this section here under the little save icon. So that way, all you need to do is come in here and drag and drop it, and then you can use it. You can use it as many times as you want. And the beauty of it is that this actually works across multiple emails, meaning that because since I saved it in here, it's going to show up over here as well. Oh, you can see my nice little logo up there. So that's unfortunately that's the only way that I have found that streamlines that, except for one other option. This is going to be more of a premium option though. But if you use, let's say, WiseStamp, I think is, and I'm trying to think of other ways to explain this, but this is the company that I've used for this that works okay. A company like WiseStamp that creates an email signature for you that you can install as HTML. I've tried using this with Canva. Creating the signature looked great. It was amazing. It worked out really well. The problem is that Canva has this stupid setting that I can't get rid of that will always that when you use it, it will automatically have a pop-up that says made with Canva. Click here to see the signature. it's silly. It does not work. But like with something like WiseStamp, they give you the HTML code. I don't know why I'm clicking it like it's going to show me the HTML code. Oh, well, I guess it does actually. So let's just take an example. I'm going to say Keith, Rockstar at Profit Lifter, 877-661-1155, 816-608-8991, profitlifter.com, Keith at profitlifter.com. Don't care about my email address. And then if you have social media accounts, you can put those in here. So with that, so like what it's having me do is just set that up. So we're going to do that. You go through the sign up process. But when you're done with this, it's going to give you an HTML code that you can put in here. And so what I would do if you're using something premium like that is exactly what we did here. The same thing that we did with our template here. So we're just going to add a new section. We're going to come in here. We're going to add the HTML code. You would basically just paste your HTML code in here. And then from there, we're going to take this section and we're going to save it. And then I would put this as your signature for everything. And the reason is because with this HTML code, when you update it here, oh, wait a minute. That's CSS because if it's not pulling from the server. I'm telling you wrong. I'm sorry. There's no easy way to do it. I was just thinking you could pull it from a company like WiseStamp. The problem is when you update it there. Okay, let me share my brain for a second, so you guys can follow along in the logic process here. So with HTML code and CSS, there's two ways that it can access the data. It can pull it all in, and it's static, meaning that you would have to manually go in there and add it back in. The other side is that it will pull the data from the server. And so like with that, if there's HTML code in there, it will actually have a website address that it's pulling it from. If the code is pulling from a website address to populate it in, then this strategy would work for updating your email signatures. That was a lot longer and more convoluted than it should have been. Again, like I said, this is my number one complaint with High Level. It's minor, but it's still it still can be annoying. Like we've spent hours just updating email addresses and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's it for the signature side. So hope that answers your question. I don't understand Spanglish. I don't either. I'm going to have to watch this video like 10 times to get it. Yeah, me too. But that's okay. And we can record some of these. We can record short Loom videos for you guys as well as we move forward. That like we can just throw them in the group for you so you can have access to them there as well. All right, how can I see all my contacts even if they are signed as another rep in my Profit Lifter account? That's just going to be under contacts. That's an easy one. The only thing is if you are a sales, if for your salespeople, this is actually helpful to know. So if you go to my staff, we're going to pull in Brett, and so you can come under user permissions, and this is really handy if you're dealing with a bigger team, people like salespeople, things like that. You can actually come in here and make it so they can only see the data that's assigned to them. If that setting is marked, then that's all you're going to be able to see. Now, if it's your company, you're the admin in here, this may be checked, off. If it is, just go in there and uncheck it. You're an admin. You can uncheck everything that's in here and make it work for you. But that's how you see all your contacts inside of the CRM. All right. Affiliate program, we've covered that multitude. How do I change my payment method? This can be more of a maintenance thing for you guys, but that's all right. If you ever need to change your payment information in the settings section, so we are right here. If you're on your home page, you're going to come down to settings. It's going to take you to the back office. Second one down says company billing. You can manage all of your billing right here with us. You can cancel, upgrade, change your card, refill your usage. All of that fun stuff will be right there for you on that one. All right, I'm actually almost through this. Okay. Oh, Brett, you are in here messing everything up for me, man. Come on. Um, oh, Brett's telling me to stop. Okay, there is one other question in here. Um, I'm running ads with you guys. Sorry, Brett. I'm just going to keep going. I'm having fun with this. I'm running ads with you guys. How can I tell that the lead that shows up in my opportunity is from an ad? That is a great question. So if you're running ads, and this doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be running ads with us here at Profit Lifter. It just makes sense to. But if you're running ads to your CRM, the first thing that you want to do is, again, come back here to your integrations. Make sure that everything is connected. So let's see, where's the integrations? Oh, right there. All right, so make sure that you select your ad account that you're using there, and that's going to connect your ad account. Connecting your ad account means that when somebody comes through, it's tracking it from your ad account, and when it goes from the ad account and it goes in onto your Profit Lifter site, it's going to track it there. When they fill out a form, oh man, tiny screen, good call. Yep. All right, so in your integrations, when you come here, it's going to have you select the ad account. I'm not going to click this because I've got client ad accounts in here, and you guys don't need to see all that. But when you select this, what happens is that, like, as they're on Facebook, it tracks it. When they hit your Profit Lifter page, it's still tracking it from Facebook because you're integrated here. It really just connects the two almost seamlessly. It's beautiful. Then once, like, if they opt in for a consultation or whatever, when you go to the contact, it's actually going to show you right up here on the top right. It's going to be in red. It's going to say paid lead. And so it's really hard to miss. Like, you can see it. They like, hey, you paid for this lead. This is coming in from your ad, so it's going to track it right there for you. The other thing that you want to watch out for, and that you want to be thinking through, is your tags. Like, if you're running ads, you don't want to run ads to the same funnels that you have on your primary website, that you have out in the public. You want this to be separate so that your automations will trigger, that you can set up tags and tracking specifically for those leads that are coming in from that campaign. And this gets very complex, gets very robust, but welcome to the world of digital marketing. You can have tons of these different ads running, tons of different campaigns, all integrating in at the same time. So tracking inside of here is really easy. If something's messed up, you're still going to have that little red box that's going to say paid ads. So there's redundancies in there for your tracking so that you know exactly what's going on, and you know exactly where everybody's at inside of here. All right. Last question. And this is, I think, a great question. Let's talk. This was thrown out the other day. I think it was Wednesday. This was thrown out. Conversion rates. Let's talk about conversion rates. So we're going to head back over to Miro for here. Conversion rates for leads is always, there's going to be multiple factors that are going to depend on this. First is going to be the quality and the language on your ad. Because if you're out there and you're like, hey, you got bad credit, you got no credit, we can help, we can do this, and you're throwing out like high buzzwords, and it's coming across kind of spammy, you're going to get bad leads, just hands down. You always have to set realistic expectations on your leads, even if you're giving away something for free, even if you're doing a download a lead magnet. Having qualifiers in there always helps to break down. Give a class on that, please. I'm actually bringing our ads guy Jen on with me. That we are going to do a full hour and a half session with you guys on ad campaigns. He lives in Australia, so we'll probably have to do it like an early morning. But I'm actually trying to get that up and going with him next week, so that we can get all of this in here. That's going to include, yeah, yes, your KPIs. So what you're going to be watching for is you're going to be watching for, and um, I didn't see who had commented your KPIs. John. Oh, hey, yeah, I'm answering your question, John. All right, so watching your KPIs, there's going to be several touch points that you want to watch for this. First one is going to be, how is your ad converting? Meaning that like, how much are you paying to get somebody to go to your landing page? Then from your landing page, you want to look from landing. I'm saying all this. I could literally just be adding this to our spreadsheet here. So let's do that because that's more fun. All right. So first off, you have your lead opt-in. So we're going to say your ad. So how many people is your ad getting in front of? And then from there, like, let's say you run an ad, it gets in front of 1,000 people. How many people? Then we're going to go add to landing page. How many people show up on your landing page from there? And then is that an acceptable number? Then from your landing page, you're going to look at landing page to opt in. How many people that once they get to your landing page are actually opting in for your offer? What's that look like? Next, from that, how many are taking your next step or your upsell? So, for example, with what you have built out with your Profit Lifter, where do I find my affiliate program link to share with people to have them sign up? Copy and paste it. Can't remember where. I can show you that here in just a little bit. All right, so from here, after they download your guide, they go through that process. You also have your call to action, and this could be like an appointment. This could be a webinar. There's a lot of different ways that you can structure this. Really, just whatever makes sense for your content, for your customer journey that you have mapped out. So that's the next thing that we want to watch is opt-in, and then we're going to call this upsell. And then from there, we're going to look at upsell to consultation. I'm just going to call it consult so it stays bigger. And then from the consult, we're going to go consult to close, like how many people actually close. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret that nobody else will ever tell you. Actually, thousands of people will probably tell you this, but it's not that much of a secret. Nobody is going to close a deal better than you will, hands down. You will always be your company's best salesperson because you are going to have more insight into the product, into the services, into all the different things that you do. You may have people who speak better than you. You may have people who are better at opening conversations, but nobody can close a deal like you can close a deal. Meaning that, like, as you're working through scaling, as you're working through your growth, you may get to this point and realize, hey, as I'm closing deals, like you may be closing at from consult to close, you may have a 30% close ratio from here. You may get a salesperson in and they drop down to 20%. The reason is because it's not you. Like, it's not their business. Like, they may be receiving commission. There's still a lot of vested reason. Like, they're still going to want to be in there, but they're not going to close like you can close because it's your business. You're going to be way more passionate, enthusiastic with them than anybody else in your company. But as you're going through this, it's good for you to get your hands wet in here and figure this out. So let's talk about what some of these KPIs can look like. Let me give you just an overall, just kind of a general summary. And again, this is something that we will go through much more in depth with Jen, just because he's so dang good at it. And I think I'm good at things, and then I get him in, and he floors me. But that's the other secret to running a successful business. Get people around you who are better than you at what they do. You should know what they're doing, but you don't need to be the best. Let them be the best. That's what you hire them for. That's why you're spending your money, is because they should be better than you. But let's say referrals. I can tell you that if I'm getting referrals, I want that to be at about a 30% close rate. Um, that ad, obviously, there's no ads, but we're actually going to call this and just traffic. But part of what you can be like, part of what you could be measuring with this is you could look at it and go, hey, if I've got 200 people who are showing up at a networking event, how many of those can I get business cards from? Now, from there, you can say the business card is the landing page. From there, now you start talking to them. So you may have to skip these two, and then watching from, if you go to an event, how many people are at the event, how many cards can you collect, and then from there, how many of those can you get on a consultation, and then how many can you close. So keep that in mind, that some of these are going to change. This is really built for this example is really more of a digital marketing side, but this same strategy works for everything. But just rough numbers. If referrals, I'm gonna have an expectation, or at least a goal of a 30% close rate. Cold leads. Now, when I say cold leads, this is people who have never heard of you. They've never engaged with you. This is going to be, let's just change it to paid. These are going to be people that they don't know you, they haven't heard of you, they don't know what's going on. If you can expect to close, if you can close 5% of people who have never heard from you over time, and these closes are going to take a little bit longer. They may take a week, 2 weeks, even up to 3 weeks, because again, they've never heard of you. They haven't been thinking about your services until just now, until they opt in. When you're getting started with ads, and there's a lot that you can do with improving this. So this is always a process that you want to go through. If, like, as a cold lead campaign, if you can get 3 to 5% of people that are coming in to actually get to a point that they're closing with you, you're doing awesome. Like these are good leads. They're hot. They're opting in. If you can get 3 to 5%, now that sounds like a low number, but it's not 3 to 5% of consultations, meaning that you're going to have to talk to 100 people to get 3 of them to sign up. No, it's if you get 100 people here, then from there you should, by the time you get here, then you should be looking at having 3 to 5% of those closing. Now, this isn't always true for brand new ad campaigns. Here's the reason. Like if you're going out and let's say you're running an ad campaign and you're just running traffic for right now. You're getting started, you don't have enough people that are on your pixel to have custom audiences set up for retargeting campaigns. You're not this number is going to be lower. But as your campaigns start expanding, as your database grows, the first month is the worst month. Second month starts looking a lot better, because now your second month in, now they're in your drip email campaigns. Now you should be having your newsletters that are going out. You've got videos, you've got social media content that you're sharing with them. You're writing blogs, you're engaging with them. You're taking the hundreds of people that are opting in here, and you're engaging with them, and you're marketing them, and you're getting them to the point where they're getting more interested. You're giving them the content, overcoming their objections. So as you keep going, this number starts to go up and up and up. And this is the reason that you always want to be looking for new ways to engage your list. They're going to get bored with seeing the things that you've already said. They've already said no to you enough times that if you're not giving them something new to say yes to, their natural instinct is going to be nope, still not, and still nothing new, still nothing different. We still need to engage with this. So after your traffic campaigns, the next thing that you should be looking at is retargeting campaigns. Now, retargeting campaigns work really well because what happens is we're gonna come down here and we're gonna set this up. We're gonna call this retargeting. So the reason that I love retargeting campaigns is because now people who end up on your landing page, but they don't opt in, now you're retargeting them with a specific message. And it may be a, hey, you missed your guide, go back and download it. Or if you have another guide, you can tie it in there and say, hey, check out our 12 credit lines, check out this guide, check out this offer. You can start retargeting these people who show up on your page but don't take an action, and work with and move them along using different bait, using different tactics and different assets that are answering more of their specific questions. Now, the next side of your retargeting campaign is, let's say, okay, they opt in, but your upsell is a consultation or a funding planning session. So they make it here, but they don't go to the upsell. Now you want to be retargeting them specifically for that upsell option, meaning that, like, hey, you downloaded our free guide, but you haven't taken advantage of our next free gift that we have for you. Sign up now and get a free blah. And so now you're improving your ratio here, which is going to impact here. And again, if they, like, let's say they take the upsell, but they don't end up buying from you on the consultation. Now you have another retargeting ad that says, hey, you're a couple minutes away. Click now and get started. And you're targeting them for an instant buy. The thing is that you have to keep in mind that you're playing big numbers games. And that's what marketing is. It's really about finding the formula and then playing the numbers. It's Moneyball. You're putting yourself out in front of as many people as you can, as consistently as you can, as strategically as possible, to keep moving them along this process. Because what this looks like is that, if you, let's say, if you're just getting started, you may look at it like, I've only got a couple hundred people that I'm dealing with. This isn't working. If you take 200 people and you add 2 zeros, now you've got 20,000 people. And so out of 20,000 people, these numbers are going to go up exponentially. And obviously, like, getting 20,000 people in there is going to cost money. But the goal of what you're doing is getting to the point that you're watching how much does it cost to get somebody to opt in, and then to this is your big one, because this is going to give you your ROI. ROI, or return on investment. So this is what's going to give you your ROI, because from here you're going to be able to go, okay, you know what? If it costs me $2 to get somebody to opt in, and it takes me 10 of these people at $2 to opt in, or let's say it costs you $10 to get somebody to opt in. So now, if it takes 10 people to opt in to get one sale, meaning you've got a 10% close rate. Let's say you got a 5%. It takes 20 people. Now you're paying $400 for every closed deal that comes in. Now, that's where you have to look at it and go, okay, you know what and that's where you can start dissecting these other options. This is when you start looking at, how is my sales pitch? Inside of there's a lot of other things that you're going to look at, of, like, is my upsell offer right? Is my sales pitch? How is my sales pitch? I cannot even express to you how much your sales pitch plays into this. My number one question that I'm asked, hey, I want to run ads. Hey, we run ads for you. Well, how much am I going to make? I don't know. Can you close, or are you so bad at sales that you can't even close a door? And that has such a like, at the end of the day, a great salesperson can take a phone book and start closing leads out of it. A bad salesperson can have somebody who's ready and talk them out of a sale. And so the number one thing, and I've said this before, but I believe that the number one thing that makes you a successful entrepreneur is being a great salesperson. And this doesn't mean you have to be manipulative. It doesn't mean nothing like that. It doesn't mean you have to have all these different tricks. It means you have to be able to identify your customers' needs and be able to present a very clear and concise solution for them. Like, what is the answer to X? Like, figure out X. What's X? Now, what is the solution to answer X? If you can do that and articulate it, and then create an irresistible offer. How do you position this in a way that they can't say no to, unless they're just dead broke and they don't have money? And at that point, it's not a good deal anyway. But how do you make this an irresistible offer? And so, like, as you start getting into your offer, as you start getting into your sales pitch, you start working through this, and your sales follow up. Your sales follow up is going to be the next critical thing behind that. Like, how are you engaging with them? What emails are you sending? How often are you calling them? These are all things that you're going to be able to track under this sales consultation. So when you start getting into conversion rates, you start looking at, like, how much does it cost to close things? How much, what should my ratio be? The number one thing that I look at is very simple. My KISS metric, my keep it simple metric, is how many people can I get on the phone? How many people can I close once I get on the phone? Those are the only two things that I really that I'm concerned about in my KISS metric. Like, how much does it cost to get somebody on the phone, and then how many of those can I get to sign up? I firmly believe that if you've got a great sales process, that there's no reason that you can't close 20 to 30% of every person that you talk to. And now, the reason that most people fail at this, though, is because we're lazy. We get in there and we're like, oh, I talked to them twice, they didn't sign up. Well, of course, you've only talked to them twice, especially if they're coming in off a cold ad. They've never heard of you. Why would they sign up with you? You've talked to them 2 times. Would you marry somebody that you've only talked to twice? Would you marry somebody who just gave you a free gift and, like, oh, congratulations, you give this to everybody, but thanks anyway? Would, like, that's what you have to look at. Like, think of it like a relationship. Do they know you? Do they love you? Do they trust you? Like, that's what you should be worrying about in your sales process, is getting them to that point that you can getting them to that point where you can close them. And that's really the magic key to this metrics, is if you learn how to sell your services, all of this becomes super easy. Now, why does it become easy? Well, it's really simple. Marketing is nothing more than online sales. Marketing is just sales with a technical process that's involved, because as you're writing ads, you're putting together a visual image to evoke a feeling, but the content you're writing is a sales content. You're trying to convince them, you're talking with them, you're using language, you're using you're piquing an interest, identifying a problem, and then showing them how you're going to solve a problem, but you're putting up your paywall before they get to that solution. That's all. Writing blogs, it's a sales job. You're trying to convince somebody to believe what you're writing. Writing an email, you're trying to convince them to believe in what you're writing. Everything revolves around sales. Take time to get great at sales. It will be the most lucrative thing that you can do, because the other side is that sales does not just happen in an income producing environment. It happens with your team. As your team starts growing, let's say you've got 5 or 6 people on your team, you're just starting to get some momentum, you want to start changing directions. They're going to be like, this isn't the way we do things, I don't know. You have to convince them that this is the best route. To do that, you need to be able to sell them. Sales is just convincing people. Your JV partnerships, you're going to have to sell them and convince them to work with you. An affiliate, networking, all of this is just sales. It's all sales. It just has different packages on the outside. So, and I just went on a long rabbit trail there about sales and all of that, but that's okay. That's the fun of this, is I get to talk whatever I want about what I want on this, or whatever you guys want. Be focusing on your sales. Be watching for your sales. If you want to, like, if you want to get better at making more money, get better at closing sales. If you can get people on the phone and you're giving them any, let me rephrase this. If people are getting on your calendar, or you're collecting their information legally, legitimately, you're not lying, you're not spamming them, there is no reason that you shouldn't be able to close people that you are getting on the phone talking to. The number one reason that people do not close sales is because they quit. it takes resilience, it takes time, which is and it takes follow-up, it takes consistency, which is why we built out this sales process for you, which is why we built the power dialer. So that way you can sit down for 2 hours and get done more in 2 hours than you can in four. And you've got an automated system to back you up to be able to make your time efficient so that you could just be sitting there on the phone, smiling and dialing all day, getting people in, getting them closed, and then handling stuff from there. So all right, I'm about to wrap up here. Any other questions? This went a little bit longer, but this was a lot of fun. We're going to do this every Friday. So if you guys have questions while we're going through things, join me on Fridays and we will, man, I still have that email signature one up here. Sorry about that. Join me on Fridays. We're always here. Always happy to help and look forward to it. That's all I got for you guys for today. Have yourself an amazing weekend. To be clear, when I look from my phone, I don't see what should be there, showing something from marketing, sales, automation, not my affiliate content. He knows. Hold on. I see a question in here. Don't. Okay, Timberly, your phone app is going to be much different than your desktop app. Your phone app doesn't. I don't think it actually has the affiliate management software in there, the affiliate manager in there, because it's a mobile app. It's really just for like quick touch for that. So I don't see what should be there. It's showing something. Oh, and for our affiliate program, I've got a little bit of, I've got a couple things that I need to clean up this afternoon that I'll have out to you guys so that we can get you guys in as affiliates with us and get you started. So, but now I'm going to go work on that for you guys and get that done. So, appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Think of your questions for next week. Come hang out with me. And like I said, next week we're going to start building. We're going to start upgrading all of our system. We're going to start building out new automations. We're going to start compiling all of this stuff in here. Look at the link for my affiliate program. They won't see my content. No, I have an update that I'm pushing for that, Timberly. Like I talked about it yesterday. You may not have been on when I did that. There was actually this whole hidden website on the mobile responsive side. I didn't even look at. I didn't even think about it, and I missed that one. So I'm actually updating the snapshot and pushing that update to everybody. So it should clean that up for you on that. So I'll make sure that gets pushed, and I'll notify everybody in the group once that's cleaned up on the affiliate side for you guys as well. So have a great weekend. You guys all rock. You're rock stars. Appreciate you guys, and we will see you on